I'm at Red Rock State Park. I'm sorry, Red Rock Canyon State Park in Southern California. It's January 23rd, early morning. I'm down here to try out some new gear, including this GoPro. I used the phone before, and that worked out very well, but I thought I might try something different. So far, one thing I've noticed is the volume on the GoPro is not very good, so I'll just have to work with that. Right now I'm going to take a short hike on the Hagen Canyon Trail, nature trail. It's just a little over a mile, and like I said, well, I want to have some fun myself. I've always wanted to explore this area, but also just try out some new gear. But here we get started on the trail. There's quite a few Joshua trees in here. Those are really neat to do. A few years ago I was down at Joshua Tree National Park, and I'll get back down there again sometime too. Looks like they do get some water come through here. I don't see any snow melt, so they must have had some rain, which is probably pretty rare for this area, but yeah, it does happen. Well, that's pretty much a wrap for the Hagen Nature Trail. Almost at my car. I'll see what's on the list for next. I'll be taking you with me. Well, this is another short walk. The Red Cliffs Nature Trail. It's just about a mile. It's still morning. You see I shed the heavier jacket and put it on something a little bit more protected from the sun, and well, let's go. Gee, I wonder why they call it Red Cliffs. Up the hill. Well, here's the view downhill going to the parking lot. See my little red Subaru over there against the Red Cliffs. Well, this is the start of the Nightmare Gulch Loop Trail. It's 8.8 miles, a little over 1,000 feet. I really don't plan on doing this whole trail at this point in time. You never know once I get started. But I'm going to walk out, and if I reach a point where I want to turn back, I'll go ahead and turn back. So, let's go. This is really nice. This is really pretty. But as I'm looking down here, it looks like this is primarily an off-road vehicle fun spot. One thing, I think a real important time to do hikes like this with the surroundings is early light or late light. And I'm pretty much in the middle of the day, well, late morning, so yeah, it's neat to see, but if you're really serious about something like this, I think sunrise or sunset is the time to do it. Mostly I'm just seeing a lot of this Still in the early part of the left part of the loop. I'm in a little ways. There's there's geocaches along the way. I have my GPS going, and I may go to the point where the next geocache is listed. I think that's probably about 3/10 of a mile, and kind of size things up then. I'm still in the left part of the loop, and I'm over a rise where it's going to go down a little bit. I want to go down there a little further and see what the view is around there. This is the Nightmare Gulch Overlook loop trail anyway, so there must be some overlook to see. And because it's kind of slick going down there, I'm going to shut this off and protect it as I walk down. Well, actually that little downhill wasn't too bad at all. It's kind of an interesting little walk through this area. I still see some tire tracks, but those have got to be some of the most, or some of the smaller. Well, actually, I guess they're probably bringing quads and stuff up here, but until this little section here, it was pretty much wide enough for a Jeep, I would say. Well, this is actually where I'm going to turn around. I know I have a lot more to go on this part of the loop trail. I know there will be some nice views, but it's still essentially going to be, you know, this. And as neat as this is, as I said earlier, I think early morning or late afternoon with, you know, the sun at a low angle would make it a lot nicer. I'll be getting some more hiking in while I'm here, and I'm feeling pretty good about what I've been doing so far. Well, a little bit of a breeze has picked up, and I can feel it. I have stuff in my pack if I needed to put it on, but yeah, I'm not that far from the car, and yeah, I don't think I'll need it, but you know, it's there if I do. Okay, I'm going to give you a tour of the campsite. That's the first time I've camped in a long time, and I'm using things that I've never used before. For example, this tent. If I knew how to use this GoPro better, I could have done a time lapse. But after doing a couple of things, it would have been too embarrassing. I'm kind of glad it didn't. I have my stuff inside. There's no point in showing you that. I might do something later, but that is my stove. And a little cozy, so it's one of those little micro stoves that should work out good. There's another video I have been watching, a guy, he refers to these things as adult beverages. That sounds pretty good to me. I'm going to sit down in this chair and enjoy this and look at the view. Got a lot of Joshua trees, and I don't want to throw the sun right in there. Hopefully that rock doesn't come crashing down on me in the night. One thing I'm looking forward to is in the morning, for a couple of reasons. It means it's daylight, I can get dressed and get up and make coffee. Hopefully I won't freeze, but I know it'll be cold out. And I want to see the sunrise hit this. I think it'll be real pretty. So that might be all for tonight. So I'll say goodbye for now and have a little bit of that. Well, the sun's coming up. I was in the tent for a long time because of just being dark so long. I didn't want to do a fire, as I said. Sleeping bag worked out very well. Right now I'm waiting for the sun to hit these hills. I think that should be pretty good. And I've got my hot water brewing for coffee. Just going to enjoy the morning here. No hurry. I'll pack up and explore some things on the way home. Well, the sun's finally starting to come up. I'm on my second cup of coffee. I wasn't paying too much attention, then I looked around and I could see, oh yeah, it's starting to light up these cliffs. I thought it would be more red, you know, going along with the name, but I imagine under certain conditions
maybe, well, of course, this wouldn't get the evening sun, but in any case, yesterday we saw some examples of the red cliffs. But with the early sunlight hitting this is still pretty nice. There's my camp. So I've been chilling out here for a little while. Starting to come to life with that second cup of coffee, and my hands are finally warm. I was warm through the night, but getting out and getting things started, I couldn't really wear my gloves, so my hands got really cold in a short period of time. But with a cup of coffee and putting my gloves back on, it didn't take long to warm them back up. Pretty neat place, huh?